subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. I'm here back at the place where Jerry got freaked out, except it's way down there, all the way to the other side. Dead ends, that road dead ends. I'm surprised to see that there's still fruit on these cactuses over here. It's a nice windy day, 97 degrees. I see a flower over there. Let's go check that sucker out. Got a lot of bees around here. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm getting a late walk in today. Let's see. Well, the reason I'm doing that is because I had me a big old ice cream bar. I want to go burn it off. My sugar was low, so I wanted to eat something to bring up my sugar, and I opened up this the freezer and saw this Magnum white chocolate ice cream bar, and my wife's always eating them in front of me, and I never eat them. And I said, you know what, it was the last one left in the box, and I ate it, and it was delicious. And then I was like, I'll only eat half of this. But I couldn't stop. I ate the whole thing. So now I was like, you know what? I better go out and walk it off just so I don't spike my sugar. So I said, well, you know what? I haven't been over here in a while. I'm going to come over here since I don't have Jerry with me and just walk up and down this road. This is a nice, it's called Scenic Drive. Got some nice houses over here and some nice cactuses and stuff like that. I love gates like this, gates and bridges, that rustic look. Awesome. Beautiful mountain views also. That's Sombrero Peak right there. A lot of flowers and barrel cactuses over here. Beautiful! Yes, I am still drinking the distilled water. Look at this little cactus right here. Look at this. Looks like it's got little chilies on it. Pincushion cactus. Now, when I film this, I don't know exactly what I get on camera because I can't see in the viewfinder because the sun is so bright. I always go home when I'm editing these and then I see, wow, that cactus looks awesome, that flower looks awesome. Now, I see it with my eyes, but to see the quality of the flowers and stuff like that as I'm recording it on video is much nicer when I'm back editing it. It's another cool gate. Got some Gila monsters on it. Now, that's one thing that I haven't seen since I was about 15 years old. I was out hiking in the desert and I came up on one just basking out in the sun, and I reached out and picked him up by the tail. And you gotta be careful because if they bite you, once they bite you, they're like pit bulls, they'll never let go. They just grind their teeth together and get that saliva in you, that poison. So the best thing to do is you have a stick in your hand, make it bite on the stick, and so while you're holding it, it's biting on the stick. You know, it's being misguided on the stick because as long as it feels moving, it thinks it's still alive. So I told my wife I ate her last ice cream. That's her right now texting me. You did what? It was delicious! Now, I've talked about this before, about these ironwood trees. This is an ironwood tree right here. The outside of the bark is all twisted and knotted looking. She's like, they're good, huh? That's what she's texting me. But kind of ugly. But this wood makes some of the most beautiful wood carvings. Like, I've seen people make roadrunners, quails, whales, javelinas. They've carved it all out of that ironwood. And the reason they call it ironwood, it's a very heavy, very dense wood. Very hard to cut and very hard to burn. But it makes some beautiful wood carvings. There's another cool gate. It's got swirls on it. These are expensive houses over here. Got a saguaro and a bobcat on that one. That's a lightning strike victim right there. Whew, it's getting warm. We got a lot of people that ask me when they see me out hiking, like, man, it's kind of hot in the day to be hiking. I don't mind the heat. It's the humidity that gets me. Right now there's no humidity. Poor sucker. Man, they show a lot of freaking lightning strikes. I've been watching videos on YouTube about Arizona monsoon storms and stuff like that. Some people have been catching some awesome lightning strikes. But it's very scary. Lightning strikes out here. I've been seeing a lot of these saguaros as I'm walking. They got these little ribbons wrapped around them. I don't know what that's about. All on this road right here. There's a flower right here. Wonder what's going on over here. There's a lot of damaged cactus over here. Saguaro. Like something ran over them or something. Usually when I do come over here, I come over here in the morning, and usually there's a lot of people walking on this road because there's so many beautiful houses and beautiful cactuses to look at over here. See, there's more saguaros with the ribbon around them. This is actually 1 mile one way, turn around, come back 2 miles. Look at this saguaro right here. That thing is almost ready to fall over. I've talked about that one before, but last time I came through here it didn't look like that. That sucker, it's ready to fall over. My wife says she's going to the grocery store. She asks, do you need anything? I said, yeah, get some more ice cream. It's delicious. I'm surprised that thing's still standing with the winds we've been getting here. This is a little small subdivision of pre-manufactured homes, and my wife and I, we almost bought a house over here about 11 years ago. That's a huge one. Now that's a big cactus saguaro, but that's nowhere near as big as the one over in where I call Hohokam Canyon, the grandfather cactus. That is a monster saguaro cactus over there. The good thing about hiking at this time of the afternoon, the temperature and everything, is because you don't really have to worry about snakes, because snakes, they go in a hole or they go hide under a rock or a log or something. And there's been a lot of snakes out. A lot of snakes out lately, especially around my house. Because this monsoon rain, not this weather here, because look at this. There's a couple clouds there. They say it's supposed to rain later on this afternoon. Look, you can't even see my car down there. Way down there. But you wouldn't think it was going to rain with how beautiful the weather looks right now. More ribbons. I wonder if they're going to widen this road. If that's why they're putting ribbons on it. Those are the ones they want to save or something. I have no idea. Now look. There's a dove right there. Sitting in a nest. She blends in so well. Doves they're kind of lazy birds. They'll take other birds' nest. Or if they have to build a nest, they'll build it as cheap and as weak as possible. That's what I have noticed. She's right there. Because their babies grow fast. They hatch the eggs, and the eggs hatch, and the babies grow fast. Like I had one in my yard. And when I first noticed her build the nest, in about 2 weeks, 2 weeks later, she laid the eggs. The baby was hatched, and the baby's gone, and she's gone. Now I don't know if the baby grew up and they flew away, or if something got a hold of the baby and killed the baby. I don't know, but the nest is empty now, and it took about 2 weeks. My mom says they only bloom in August. It's already September, and they're still blooming. So she must admit they start blooming in August. I always like to go look at the flowers when I see them, because every barrel cactus has a different color flower. Some are similar, but some are different. I seen one barrel cactus one time. Man, that was a big rabbit right out of there. And it had one dark color flower, one very, very light color flower on one barrel cactus. I think that was a rabbit. It was pretty big, whatever it was. Ran off that way. Now it's very, very close to this subdivision. Like I said, those are pre-manufactured homes. Those aren't mobile homes. Those are manufactured, pre-built homes. And when we first moved to Arizona, we went to look in there. We almost bought one. They're only $50,000, you know. But then they started talking about the subdivision rules, and you can't back in your driveway. Why is it you can't back in your own driveway? I had a problem with that when they was telling us the rules, you know, the subdivision fees, and you know, and well, somebody died here. There's a cross right there, and that was the bubble that popped for me. Was the rules? You know, I'm buying the house. I was going to pay cash. You know, who are you to tell me what I can and can't do in my driveway? If I want to back in, I can back in. You know, you can't plan anything unless you get permission first. It's just all these subdivision rules. And it's like, and what was nice about this area was, this is on the edge of the city, like just before you go out of the city limits. Like, you go up over the hill there's another subdivision over there, but then you start getting out into the country, and like right over there is a supermarket. 15 minutes that way is Walmart and movies and all the shopping centers. I mean, it was a perfect spot, you know, but yeah, there's stupid rules. And I said, I don't think so. I'm not going to pay all this money and you can tell me what I can and can't do in my driveway. So that's why we didn't buy that. And that was what, I don't know, 11 years ago. Now these things are like $150,000 now if you want to buy one there. The price jumped up, skyrocketed. And this was, when we came here, this was fairly new. They hadn't even started on the subdivision that's up over that hill over there, which is like $300,000 homes over there. So it's amazing in a short amount of time how expensive those houses have gotten. See, I don't have to go out in the desert every single time I hike. I'm walking right here in just a little road, and I'm seeing all these beautiful flowers and cactuses and birds. Another nest here. This thing is really, really built into this. There's nothing in it. I already looked in it, but it's really, really built into this branch. It's amazing how birds can build such extreme nest. Look at it, shaking, it won't come out. They're such good engineers, and they have no thumbs. They got no fingers, no hands. All they got is 2 feet and a beak, and they're building these extreme engineered nest. It's amazing. Mother Nature is amazing. Look at this one right here. Boy, that boy's seen some better days. Oh, it was a big dog. Now, people ask me all the time, when you're out hiking in the desert, aren't you scared about wildlife coming after you? No, I'm not scared of coyotes, javelinas, snakes. I'm not scared of none of that stuff out in the desert. But I am bothered by dogs. I've been bitten too many times by dogs. Because wildlife will run from you because they don't want to be captured. A dog, he's going to stand his ground and he's going to protect his house. And anybody who comes around it, he's going to bite. Does he look like a biter? Let's get a little closer to see what happens. If he was mean, I think he'd start coming towards me. No fear, no fear, no fear. He's walking away. If he was a mean dog, he would start coming towards me. I learned that from watching The Dog Whisperer. You gotta stand your ground. Don't put up any negative energy. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Yeah, wagon wheel. Yeah, he's a good boy. Up there, you can see, but there's a spider right there. It's got a huge web going on here. I'm not gonna focus. See if I can get a different angle here. But he's got a huge web here, from this side over to there. Huge. And then right here is a huge, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. He was on this right here and he ran back over there. Just a little spider. Ain't gonna focus. Anyways, that dog went back in. I ain't scared of you, dog. There's another one. This one's got a ribbon around it. Santa Catalina Mountains. That was one thing about that subdivision. It had some beautiful views all the way around it, actually. And the dog. Now, this mountain, I did meet a guy named Cowboy Bob. He did catch a cougar over here and killed it in these mountains over here. Almost to the end. See all this cholla cactuses. People make art out of this stuff also. Now it's actually, this road is 1 mile from where I'm parked to the end. There is 1 mile. So I'm going to get a 2-mile hike in today. That's the nice flowers. I've talked about this before. I don't mention it often, but I have mentioned it once or two, twice, 3, 10 times maybe. I don't know. That I am colorblind. I had somebody make a comment just recently about saying that they noticed that I said I was talking about I was colorblind, and they were telling me about some colorblind glasses. I've never tried the colorblind glasses before, but I heard about them. And that's not something I'm interested in. It's like these flowers. I couldn't tell you what color these flowers are. There's a bee in there. He's working a little hard. They're working so hard, you little working bee. He flew out. But I would take a guess that I don't know, maybe orange flowers. I don't know. I'm usually pretty good on my guesses. That I'm kind of close. It's never really bothered me. I learned at a very young age I was colorblind. You know. They did all the tests on me and everything. They said, well, you're colorblind. I don't like to call it colorblind. I like to call it color challenge. Now, usually if I have my son with me or my wife, I will ask, what color is that? Like if I'm making a video. And I will, you know, before I start making the video, I ask them and they'll tell me, and then I'll say it in the video. And people will say, how did you know it was that color? I thought you were colorblind. And that's how I know. It's either my wife is with me or my son is with me, and I'll ask them, well, what color is that? You know, and they'll say, what color do you think it is? And I'll tell them, they'll laugh. Like, you can't really tell what color that is, Dad? Like, if I could tell, I wouldn't be asking you. And a lot of it has to do with memory. You know, I memorized. Like my son will ask me, how do you know the light's red, Dad? Well, I've been driving for 35 years. I think I should know where the red light is. It looks like a wasp. That is a wasp. Whoa. A lot of traffic on this road for this time of day. So that's what's going on with me. I do know the sky is blue. You know, from as a kid they tell you the sky is blue, the sun is yellow, grass is green, trees are green. I mean, they teach you this as a kid. And thank goodness for the crayons that have the name of the color. You know, my brother, he's a body man. He's got his own business in Las Vegas, and I used to work for him. I always wanted to paint a car. So one time he's in a rush and he said, I gotta leave it. I'll be back in a couple hours. I want you to paint this car blue. So he left and I was like, alright, cool. He's gonna let me paint a car now. And I painted the car. When he came back, he was pissed off, man. He's like, what the heck is wrong with you? Because he didn't know I was colorblind. I painted the car green. I said, what's wrong? Isn't it? I painted it. It's a good job, man, right? He said, yeah, it looks nice if I want a green car. And he never let me paint a car again after that. But it's funny because my wife found out I was color. I never told her. She found out. Now she lays out all my clothes for me when we go out. She don't want to get embarrassed because I put the wrong colors with the wrong colors. But when I dream in color. And the colors I see in my dreams, I call them true colors, are not the colors that I see in real life. And people, I've told people this before, and they're like, why is that? Because when you're awake in real life, you see through your eyes. And when you're asleep and you're dreaming, you see through your soul, your spirit. You're seeing true colors. So I know what a blue sky looks like and a red rose. Those are the stuff that I've dreamed about. Now, I don't know about other people that are colorblind, what they dream, but that's what I dream. It's a nice gate here too. So I just thought I'd make another video and just explain to people, you know, sometimes you might be watching, I might see the wrong color. It's not because I'm stupid, it's just I don't have anybody around me to tell me what the right color is. Like those are green trees, right? Trees are green. Well, I made it here to the end. Somebody tore down that fence right here. This is a nice, beautiful Sombrero Peak. Now, last time we parked here, I came here with Jerry. Jerry was kind of freaking out as I was pulling up here. He was freaking out. Usually he whines at like he's excited to get out of the car, but he was whining a different whine. And I parked right there. And he was whining. I didn't show it all on video. People, you see a little clip of the video, but you didn't see me struggling with him trying to get him out of the car. I got him out of the car and it was early in the morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning. The ground's not hot. You know, you can put your hand on the ground. That ground's hot now. And I do that every time I take Jerry with me to go walk and I check the ground. The ground wasn't hot. And he was just freaking out. I was trying to get him out of the car. He would not get out of the car. He did not want to get out of the car, and he was whimpering like a little baby. And I got him out of the car. As soon as I got him out of the car, put him in the ground, he tried to get back into the car. And I was walking around here checking out the mountains, looking at the views, and I started doing my video. He was trying to get into the car. So when I opened the door and let him in, he jumped in the car. And I was parked here, the front of the car is this way in the back, and he was in the back seat. He ran and curled up in the corner of the back seat and just was whimpering. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I had that happen to me with my other dog, Josie, and she freaked out and I left the property I was walking on. As soon as I left, got 5 feet away from that area, she went back to normal. And I get a lot of people leaving me messages. Oh, the dog's paws are hot. The dog paws ain't hot. I know how to read my dogs, right? I know the whimperings, the barks they make, the sounds and everything. And it was something weird here freaking him out, because he was freaking out before I ever got him out of the car. But a lot of people don't see that. They don't know what goes on behind the scenes, you know, and they just come to their own conclusions. I treat my animals very nicely. I would never put them on a hot surface and make them walk on a hot surface, you know. It's not the first time I've been walking my dogs. I've had Josie. I've had 11 years. She's an old girl, man. I've owned a lot of dogs in my life. I know how to treat them, and they get all spoiled. So that's the history with here. I don't feel any weird vibrations over here or anything like that. I don't know what he freaked out about, but I listened to him and I laughed. As soon as we got down about to that black mailbox right there, he stopped whimpering, got up from the back seat, ran and jumped into the front seat and wanted the window down, and he stuck his head out the window. He was happy the rest of the day. I took him to the park and he was happy. So whatever negative energy that was here at the time that don't like dogs was probably attacking him, and he was freaking out about it. Alright, I walked 1 mile, gotta walk 1 mile back. So that's the story, what happened on that day. That was a long time ago too. I don't know, maybe 2 months ago? Look how strong that wind is blowing right now. It is a hot one, man. I am soaking wet. Now I'm still drinking, like I said earlier, the distilled water, and I'm still drinking the chlorella, the green one. Makes your water look green. How do I know it's green? Because my family has told me many times that's green. It looks like green juice. So, getting the vitamins and minerals I need. Drinking that chlorella. All my family drinks it too. One of the reasons why I don't talk about my color challenge, being color challenged and not colorblind, color challenge, is because as soon as you tell somebody you can't see colors, the first thing they want to do is test you, right? They want to say, hey, what color is this? Or what color is that? Right? Which I find ridiculous, because you don't do that to a deaf person or a blind person, right? If someone's blind, and oh, you're blind? You can't see? Yeah, how many fingers I'm holding up? You never do that to a blind person, right? Or if a deaf person, it's like, oh, they're deaf? You don't start whispering, can you hear me? Can you hear this? Are you really deaf? So, that's one of the reasons really why I don't talk about it. But because I had a subscriber notice that I was talking about in one video, I thought, well, you know, I'll just come out and just tell everybody. You know, I see the world differently than most people. I'm very detail-oriented. I like to catch small details of everything, and they have no color. I mean, I do see color, but not color that you people see, regular people see. And it's too hard to explain to people what I see as color and what you see, because what I call a certain color, you don't know what that color is, right? So how can I explain that to you who sees color? You know, the only people who are going to understand are people in my situation. Right? Sometimes when you tell people your color challenge, they start talking louder. Really? What color is? I'm colorblind, not deaf, idiot. People act weird, man. I'm about halfway back to my car now. Look at this cactus here. It's got little bitty fruits right here growing on them. This is what they call a Christmas cholla. This one seems colorful to me. There's all around here. This little fruit thing really pops all in this area right here. Christmas cholla. The desert's awesome. So this one has the little beads on it too, but they're not colorful in this one. I see shades. When I talk about colors, I see different shades. The darker the color, the more it confuses me. Funny story. I lived in Florida and I bought a brand new Toyota Tacoma. I thought it was blue. I was driving around. thought I saw a snake. Anyway, it's a snake. He went that way. I just caught the bit of his tail right there. Moving really, really slow. There he is right there. See him right there? See the... He's right in there. See him? He's moving really, really slow. At first I thought it was a lizard, but he's moving way too slow for a lizard, and he's way too long. His tail, how long it is. His tail goes all the way up here behind this cactus here. And I saw him over here moving, and I thought at first it was a lizard, but his slow movement gave him away. He's moving even slower. Look at him slithering down in there. Yep. See? I'm not even out in the middle of the desert. I see a snake. He's a long one. I don't know what kind of snake he was, but he went down into this cactus. Down in there, underneath the cactus, get out of the sun. That's why I'm always looking for movement when I'm walking. Even the slightest little bit of movement, I go check it out. And sure enough, it was a snake. Now, I don't know what kind of snake it was, because for one, I don't know what color it is. I can't tell. For two, he was pretty big, man. He was pretty long. Because I saw it from here to there before I turned the camera over here. And I was like, wow, that's a long lizard. 'Cause I could tell something different about him moving too slow. So the lizards like they got bursts of speeds. Made me forget what I was even talking about. Yeah, so even in this freaking heat, it's 102 right now. The snakes are out. Can't wait till it gets colder weather. I don't have to worry about them at all. I forgot what I was talking about. I got distracted. Man, I'm losing weight. My pants are falling down. So yeah, any kind of movement, just distracts me and catches my eye. Especially when I'm in the desert, you have to pay attention to your surroundings. You have to. That's why I don't listen to music or have headphones on when I'm hiking, because I don't want to get bit by anything, especially when I'm by myself out in the desert. So, I think I was talking about colors, right? I see shades of color, so the darker the color, the more it messes me up. That's why I couldn't tell what color that snake was. But it definitely was a snake. I can't wait to go home and review this video. If I had to guess, just by seeing the back quarter part of him, which was about a foot, he's probably about a 3-foot snake. So if you're wondering, no, I'm not scared of snakes. I've caught so many snakes in my lifetime. Look at that pincushion cactus right there. It's got little flowers on it. Look like little chilies. You know, as a kid, my brothers and I used to catch them and sell them to our neighbor guy. He used to buy them from us. If it was poisonous, he'd give us $5 per snake. If it was a non-poisonous, he'd give us $2. And we'd go out in the desert. This was in the 70s. And we'd catch snakes, spiders, lizards, whatever. You know, the wildlife is going to try to get away from you. The only time that you're going to be harmed by wildlife in the desert is if you're provoking it. Like if you walk by a snake, there could be times you walk right by a snake on a trail and you never know he's there, because it doesn't feel intimidated by you at all, because you're just walking by. Especially if it's hot like this, it's not going to give up its hiding spot, right? Because it's hot. It wants to stay cool. It wants to stay in the shade. Same thing goes with coyotes, javelinas, cougars. They're gonna, unless they're starving to death, and the human man is not on the food list. So unless they're starving to death or you're provoking it, then it's going to attack you. That's why I was saying earlier about that dog. I wasn't really scared about the dog because it wasn't coming out down towards the road towards me. You know, if it was starting to come towards me, I would have went the other way. But you have to learn how to read animals. And because I've had animals, so many animals in my life, I study animals. You know, pay attention to the animals, pay attention to the wildlife. The snake is going to get away from you as fast as this can. You know, because it doesn't want to be captured, it doesn't want to be killed. Right? Unless you're going to step on it or something, then it will give you a warning. Unless it's a baby rattlesnake. Baby rattlesnakes tend to bite first and then think afterwards. And they'll give up their hiding spot in a split second. But, you know, as long as, like I said, as long as you're not provoking these wildlife, they're pretty much going to either run from you before you even see them, you know, or they're going to give you some kind of warning. They don't want to bite you. They want to get it because, especially snakes, they can see the heat off of you and say, "Whoa, this is a big predator coming towards me." You know, get away. Javelinas, same thing with javelinas. Javelinas will run. They'll run unless they feel cornered. Then they will attack you. So, and I'm not out here to provoke anything. I'm only out here to document what I see. And I just happened to see a snake right here in the city, right on the freaking public road right here. Right. I'm back here. I'm almost at my car. Here's the good thing about walking both ways is when I walk this way, I see stuff going that way, and when I walk this way, I see stuff coming this way. Like, you know, most people don't pay attention to their surroundings. I saw over here a huge barrel cactus. This is a tall one. And unless you're looking for this stuff, you're not even going to notice this thing is over here. So, let's take a look at this. See how tall that one is? A 4 foot tall. Got a lot of cool flowers on it. Any bees? Nope. Right. Beautiful Mother Nature. You have to take time out of your day. People are always saying, "Oh, I wish I had time to go hiking like you." Anybody can go hiking. You don't have to have a desert to go hiking. You could be in the middle of a city and just go walking. There's flowers in the cities too. There's trees in the city. Take time to appreciate Mother Nature. You know, too many people in society just like to use excuses not to get out and enjoy Mother Nature. I mean, I'm glad I grew up. I'm a kid from the 70s. I grew up in the 70s where, you know, we weren't allowed to stay indoors. My mom would smack us if we stayed indoors. You better be almost near death sick to stay home in the house, in the bed. Alright? Get out there and get some sunshine. Stop believing what they tell you about, oh, the sun's going to give you skin cancer. I never used any kind of skin protection in my life. Nobody in my family has. You need the vitamin D from the sun. Stop believing the hype that the sun is bad for you. It's not. Right? That crap you put on your body is what getting you sick, giving you cancer. You know. Beautiful day like this. I couldn't live in a place where it's dreary all the time or snows all the time. I'd jump off a bridge. You know. Even though I say it's hot all the time, I love it. Arizona is beautiful, man. Especially when you can just go out and, you know, I could have sat at home, ate that ice cream, laid on the couch, took a nap, got fat, right? Now I choose to come out in this beautiful weather and burn off that ice cream. Even though I'm diabetic, you can still eat that kind of stuff if you want. I don't eat it all the time, once in a blue moon, but when I do, I get out here and I hike and burn it off. If there's anything you learn from my videos, is get out there and get some type of exercise. Even if you're not trying to, well, I don't need to lose weight. Don't, just get out there and exercise. Right? Look around, take in the beauty of Mother Nature. Right? It's like the butterfly flying right over there. Another one went in front of me. It's awesome. You know, it's amazing what a 10-minute walk will do for you. You don't believe me? Google it. Just Google it. Google the benefits of walking and just read what it does. Just in 10 minutes, the benefits you get. Anyways, that's going to be my time for today. Got a 2-mile hike in today. Saw a snake and some beautiful flowers. If you like these kind of videos, smash that like, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. What are you waiting for? It don't cost you anything, it's free. Like always, thanks for taking the time to watch my videos. Remember, be kind to people, treat people the way you want to be treated, and get out there and get some exercise. Get out, go.